Hello, my lovely soul, and welcome to Unstoppable Confidence. I am your host, Lauren Glick. I am here to bring you my energy, my motivational speaking, and me being a confidence mentor. My mission is to inspire women to own who they are, step into their higher selves fearlessly, and live a life with unstoppable joy. On this show, we are going to cover everything from aligning your life to your higher self, setting boundaries, self-growth, and living a purpose-driven life. Let's get you living a meaningful life you cannot wait to wake up to. Stop driving and start living with ease and abundance. Cheers to living a magical life. And I am so grateful to be on this journey with you. Now, let's head into today's episode. Oh my God, so much energy is about to come your way. I have Bridgette she's just an energy ball. If you listened to Keisha Fitzgerald's episode, if you haven't, you must go listen to that, because that is a ball of energy as well. And I don't mean Keisha as that. I mean like that episode is that. Did that make sense? But anyways, Bridgette is so awesome. She is an Enneagram 7 as well and has so much knowledge within entrepreneurship and confidence building and really owning your mindset and all of the good things for sure. So you must listen in on this episode, get some of her energy for you. And on that note, I will go see you on the episode. So I am so stoked to have you here, Bridgette. And for all my listeners, Bridgette has so much energy and I'm loving the interaction already, Bridgette. So thank you for being here today.
Oh my God, I am so pumped.
I know. Talk everything all on Unstoppable Confidence. First, I would love for you to introduce yourself to the listeners today.
Yes. So I've got a couple different titles. I'm a founder of 3 different companies. I'm a dietitian, functional medicine, and specifically gut health. And then I'm also a business coach for women in wellness.
I absolutely love it. And and that's the thing is like, I really want to point out is that Bridgette and I met through mutual people in our network. And I think that's extremely important to really point out is that who you surround yourself with, especially on social media, really defines who you are as well. So getting into the correct networks and really being around powerhouses. And if you hear my dog barking, that's Bruce. I love to have him here with me on the journey. And I absolutely love how we met, Bridgette. So,
Yes.
So let's get back to it. So I think networking is extremely important. And the fact that we found each other through a mutual friend, I'm super stoked to have you here today and talk about your entrepreneurship, how you were able to get over the hump, because I know nutrition is extremely important. We'll get into that probably later in our talk today. But how did you get started? When and how did you get started with entrepreneur? Is it started? Yeah. How did you get started with entrepreneurship? Sounds like that was bad grammar, Bridgette. Sorry.
No, that was good. So when we're recording this right now, it's January 2022.
Yep.
I only start, and I say only because you guys hear my titles. There's quite a few titles. I've already honestly had a crap ton of success in my business, but I only started entrepreneurship June 2020. And I'm talking 3 months, 4 months into the pandemic, I realized with a coach, because I think that's another really important thing when you're in entrepreneurship is having a sick business coach who believes in you and does the mindset work and the strategy and the woo-woo. And I had that even before I quit my job. And I realized why I wasn't happy in my life was because I was working for 2 men that didn't value me, that there was just a lot. It wasn't a great relationship. That's why I wasn't happy. And so a couple months into the pandemic, I was like, peace out. I'm going to start my own company, Well by Bridgette. And I'm going to focus on functional medicine and gut healing because that's what I had done. And it was wildly successful. And I just called my shot. And, I was telling you before we pressed record that I didn't know my income even for 3 months, but my first month in business was $42,000.
That's gnarly.
And I was like, well, this stuff is easy. And it was for a while. And then things started to get quote unquote harder because I was trying to reach higher goals. I realized, yes, I'm successful, but also like, what do I want my life to look like? What level of success do I want? And am I going to be confident enough and have the guts to call my shot for that?
Ooh, I love that. Dear Lord, that was really good. Cause it's like, yes, I have the success, but what truly matters to me. And that is like kind of a reversal of like what we usually talk about. It's like you had it pretty easy breezy at the beginning and making good money. And I absolutely love to hear that, Bridgette. Did you have a social media presence before starting entrepreneurship, or how did that begin for you?
I probably had like 1,500 followers. It wasn't.
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I was selling like high ticket coaching. So that was like, I maybe needed 10 clients to hit that amount. It wasn't like I needed a big following. And I still don't I think I have 4,000 followers on Instagram and we have a 7-figure business. So it's, I mean, I would love to be in front of more people. And that's, our other company, that's the goal for. But yeah, I mean, I had 1,500 followers when I made $40,000.
I absolutely love that. So when you're talking about getting like really stepping back after your 3rd month of having wild success as a new entrepreneur, when you stepped back and you're like, okay, what do I want my life to look like as an entrepreneur? What did you come up with? Like, what was your next step after that?
So it really, and this is such a great question because it's truly what you said in the beginning of this podcast was like, okay, I need to get in the room with people, yes, who are crushing it. Like I wanted to be, because all the rooms I had put myself in, I was crushing it more than other people. And it felt like, okay, is that like, I didn't feel
like is this unreal? Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, am I doing my math right? I mean, it was just kind of bizarre. And so the last quarter of 2020, I was listening to a lot of like Chris Harder's podcast and a lot of super influential and wealthy people who also were really heart-centered. And I was following Jess Glazer a lot, our mutual friend. And and I was like, you know what? I want to get in the room with Jess. And I did. I had a call with her. I felt nauseous. I was sweaty in all the weird places. And I remember it was in December 2020 and I joined her high ticket program. It was like $20,000. And that was the probably second time I invested that amount of money. And then I saw Chris, which is a different level of entrepreneur, was enrolling for his mastermind. And you had to have made basically $500,000. And I was only a company for, 6 months at that time, but I made it. I joined his program, which was 35,000. And the reason I tell you guys these amounts is like to elevate what you believe is possible and to elevate like going all in on yourself sometimes can look like putting your money where your mouth is. Like I had $40,000 in my bank account when I invested in Chris's $35,000 mastermind.
Wow.
Like I went all the hell in. I was again, nauseous, sweaty of like, oh my God, what am I freaking doing? But I thought to myself, like, am I going to regret doing this? Or am I going to regret not doing this?
And I think that's a huge point, Bridgette, is that, and I know I always like the reason why I love to coach confidence and really like I used to coach one-on-one, but as I was telling you before, I don't coach it anymore. I absolutely love to preach the fact of confidence, because it's like, if you don't do the thing, like imagine, like it's going to be a no either way. If you do it, like, okay, it might not work, but if you don't even try, it's going to be a no anyway. So why not the hell try?
Absolutely. And like following your gut and your intuition, like
Mhm.
there's nothing, you can't not be successful. And if you do have a quote unquote failure, it's like the most important thing is asking yourself, like, what did I learn from that? And what
Yeah.
can I take forward and into the
Exactly.
future?
Because it's like, it's all a learning process. It might be scary as hell to invest $35,000 into, and I'm not giving anyone a financial advice right now out there that's listening, but if we are talking about like a big number that you're like, holy shit, this is so scary that, but it's like leaning, like, first of all, what I love to do is really listening, as you were saying, to myself and my body, and getting out of my head with
Mhm.
investments. Because
Mhm.
when I'm really listening to myself and my gut, that's where I'm like, okay, that really truly does feel good. And I absolutely love that's how you invest as well.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. So, I invested in a couple different companies too, who
Mm.
are all female founded. And I
Mm.
realized too, like that's a way I wanted to change the world, is also like having a space where people could invest in my vision,
Yeah.
because I know I can freaking kill it when I put my mind to it, you know?
Yeah. And I absolutely love that. And talking about all female run companies, I absolutely love that. As we were talking before we press record as well, I have been studying a lot of NFTs, and I am really diving into projects that are all female run. So I
Mm,
love that, Bridget. Um,
yes.
Tell me your next steps, like on what's something that, well, maybe something that you recently went through, because I know you don't want to tell about all of, I don't like talking about things before they're done either. So, what is one thing that you recently went through that you were like, holy hell, that took a lot of courage to get through that?
Mm.
Um,
Oh
and it
gosh,
does, I know it's a lot. I know that's a big question, Bridget.
yes, it is a big question. I like the big questions, to be honest.
Yeah.
Something courageous I just went through. So what I was just talking about with the investing side of things
Mhm.
is, towards the end of last year, I was really feeling it inside of me to create a very different supplement company. I
Uh,
knew I loved supplements. I'm always the guru that people go to and they're like, "What should I take?"
yeah.
And, as a practitioner, I would always say, well, you need to test. Like, we need to, if your gut is off, we need to do a poop test.
Yeah.
Literally, what we still do in my practice, poop test.
Yeah.
And, but I realized after doing hundreds, if not thousands of these tests, that people with very similar symptoms
Mhm.
not didn't need needed different types of supplements, not even just a different type of a probiotic. They needed,
Yeah.
if they had a lot of symptoms, they needed immune system healing first. They needed gut lining support. And none of this means anything to anyone besides
Mhm.
the fact that each person with different symptoms needs a different type of gut health supplement.
And you could tell that all from fecal matter.
Oh, girl, you can tell a lot from fecal matter. I mean,
How
listen,
funny.
you have your two golden retrievers behind you. If they
Yeah.
have gut issues, which my golden retriever had a shit ton of gut issues,
Yeah.
if they have gut issues, what do? We take their
Fecal
poop to the
test.
vet.
Yeah. As he's starting to grow right now, I'm like, no, Bruce.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So the same
interesting.
thing for humans. And the test, like if you do a test with our company, it's
Mhm.
$1,500 because it's a
Mhm.
very in-depth test, and our dietitians are very skilled in this area and creating supplement protocols. But what I realized is I could scale that of what I learned the last 8 years from doing tests. And I could actually put that into a company in a quiz that could
Yay.
help hundreds of thousands of people, not just a couple hundred.
Yeah. And tell us about that. What company are you talking about, and how does that work?
Yeah, so the company that I really felt like I wanted to start is called Gut Personal. I called my shot last year. I hired an agency to bring this vision to life for me. And we launched November 11th, 2021. So we're 2 months old.
Yay.
Yay. And literally changing so many lives already, which is truly a huge goal of ours. And we're not only female founded, we're female funded. So all of our investors are female, and then our whole entire team is female as well, which is really important to me, is increasing the wealth of women.
Oh, 100%. And that's why I'm like always female founded NFT projects. I mean, with real estate, I definitely don't do that. It's just like, whatever, it's just hope. But
you can't do it all. You can't do it all. We have a great,
like, whatever. Like,
we have a couple great contractors that are men. I mean, men are amazing, but here's the thing. Us women are left out of financial conversations so often. I mean, even in this process, there have been so many times where potential female investors have had to ask their husband. And I think to myself, are husbands saying that they need to go ask their wives for female for investment advice?
Investment.
No. So I want to empower us. And I know you're an investor and I'm an investor. And I'm like, guys, this is how we increase wealth for generations. This is how, for me, living my best life is flying to you in LA on a private jet with my golden retriever next to me.
Oh my God. And Bruce would love it.
Yeah. Like that's how I want to live my life. And that feels really wonderful to me because I have my best friend by my side. It's easy. It feels great. It's luxury. And so that's what I want for my life. And I couldn't do that through coaching alone. So I created this company to change more lives in health, but also wealth.
And that is such a good point as well, Bridgette, as we were talking about before pressing record, is that getting into entrepreneurship, especially on social media, a lot of new entrepreneurs online go directly to coaching. And I understand why. It's like an easy transition, but because I did it too. But if you want to get out, because you just give yourself another job with coaching, right? And as we were talking before, it's like, what else can you do as an entrepreneur that gets you out of that 9-to-5 grind? Because you literally just hired yourself to do another job. So, and you didn't have that issue when you started entrepreneurship. You were just like, or did you?
I definitely did. Oh my gosh. I think so. You know, those first 3 months, I had so much financial success. By the end of the third month, I was seeing 25 to 30 gut health clients a week because I was still taking some insurance. So it was a lot. I remember being at a girlfriend's, we were having margaritas and I like couldn't keep my eyes open. And I was like, okay, something's got to change. And this is really funny. My business coach said to me, you know, you didn't convert a lot of clients this month from your discovery calls. And I was like, what is wrong with the coaching industry that, you know, I am so burnt out. I'm seeing so many clients, yet my coach was telling me to do more and more. And so in the last quarter of 2020, that's when I started looking for mentors who are doing it different, who are making more money, who are thinking bigger. And that's where my network expanded so much to be like, this doesn't have to be this way. And then I started teaching other coaches how to do it this way, you know, from going from literally an employee of your business to truly a CEO.
That's so strong. And getting into those bigger conversations with people that are thinking bigger. Was that the transition for you in your business?
I would say with 1,000% certainty, if I didn't put myself in the scary rooms, scary meaning like, oh my God, these people are killing it and they've been in business for 12 years. Like if I didn't get into those rooms and say, I can do that too, because this is what can happen. I don't know if you felt this or there have been people in your life that can feel like this. You can either play the comparison game or you can say, I can do that too.
No, girl, that is like totally my thing because comparison is killer 100%. Like if somebody else is doing it, like use that as your momentum or your drive to do that same thing rather than being like, well, screw her, you know? And I'm like, what?
Absolutely.
What?
Like, let's all raise each other up, one. And then also if you see someone doing a similar thing that you want to be doing, it's just evidence that it can be done.
100%. Because it's interesting. I come from a background. You think, I hate saying this, but I'm going to say it anyways. I come from a background. We'll just not say my career and my background. I come from a background where people were literally out to get each other. Like if they saw somebody, they would be like, and doing good things, they would literally make it their priority to go out of their way to make sure that you didn't do good. So it was such a crazy transition for me coming into entrepreneurship where I was like, oh my God, all these people love each other. Like,
Oh my gosh. Yes. It's funny. My fiance was listening in on one of my mastermind calls and we were all bawling, like crying because it was our last call of the year of 2021. And we were all bawling and saying how much we loved each other and how special each one of each other was. And this is like badass entrepreneurs, this is, and whether you're badass or not, I mean, we're all badass.
We're all badass.
So true. But you don't think that could be a part of what you want to do. You just have to find the rooms that's happening in, the love, the cheering on, the let's all go and do these big things together and let's enjoy it.
100%. Because if you're not enjoying it first of all, because it's so crazy. Like I've been an entrepreneur for 2-ish years. And when I like kind of take a step back, and I don't want to say going into spaces where there's not as many entrepreneurs, it's so interesting when I like talk to my old friends and I'm like, oh boy, like they're I can't believe I used to be like that. So
Absolutely.
when you get into the spaces with people that actually are doing the thing and going on the entrepreneurship ride with you and have the success, it's such a different conversation. And I love it for sure. Such a different energy.
Yeah. I think the thing, who you do work with, who you build your life with is the most important thing, right? If you're surrounding yourself with negative people, you're going to be negative. If you're surrounding yourself with people who are in lack, that's how you're going to operate, right? So it's kind of, what was really important for me, and I continually do, is like evaluate like, oh, is this friendship serving me? Is this business friend, partner, contractor serving me? And I've made quick decisions of like, oh, I feel this in my gut. This person is not going to get me where I need to go.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Cause like and it's like when I talk about my goals and my dreams with people that are entrepreneurs, they have such like a lack mindset of like, oh my God, that's a huge risk. Are you sure you want to do that? I'm like, wait, like, I haven't heard that in a while. What do you mean? Like, why would you say that to me? This is such a great idea.
Yes. I mean, girl, anytime you want to talk about big freaking hopes and dreams, like shoot me a text. One of my girlfriends and I, we literally text each other randomly and be like for me right now, Gut Personal, like I'm going to sell that for $100 million. And I'll just text her that and she'll be like, how can I support you in that?
That's like, so rad.
And we cheer each other on. And that's the type of friend I want. 100%. I don't know about you, right?
Yeah. No, 100%. It's like, we can think about all the things that can go wrong, but like, why? Because there's so many good things that can happen.
Absolutely. And then you magnetize those good things. Your energy matches what you desire and you feel better. That's a great thing too.
100%. It's all about 100% how you feel. And when you feel good, you act good, you're acting around all those other people. And that's the thing. You're right. It just expands. And I think that 100% as well as that it does increase your confidence as well. It's like, I can do all these things. And it's so crazy that you started entrepreneurship with such like ease and abundance, is because that's who you were. And I love that story, Bridgette.
Yes. I mean, listen, I worked through a lot of stuff with that mindset coach too, right? Like I've put in the work. I think traditionally and like historically, I'm a positive person. I believe in myself. My mom always, infused that into us. And then on the other side, there still is, a year and a half in, over $1 million of business we've done. There's, my goals are to sell a company for 100 million. Yeah. So if my subconscious thoughts are kind of screwing me in ways, right? Like if I have a lack mindset some days, or if I have limiting beliefs, to me, what that's showing me is I'm growing big enough. I'm thinking big enough, because I could be very comfortable with a company that's doing 7 figures a year. I could be ultra happy with that, and it probably could give me a lot of things in my life that I want. However, I know I'm destined for more. I know I'm destined to impact more lives. And I believe in that.
When you are having a challenging day, right? You're like, shit's just not going right. I'm having limiting beliefs, like there's just something that's off. Like, what is obviously the awareness of like, okay, I hear you, mind, you're going in the wrong direction. What is one thing that you do that you're able to kind of turn things around that day?
Meditate, truly.
Mm.
So I use a lot of To Be Magnetic.
Is
She's
that
great.
is that an app?
It's an app, it's a membership. She's not maybe in LA, but she's in California.
What is her
Lacey
name?
Phillips.
Is that her Instagram?
Yes. Yep. Lacey Phillips, To Be Magnetic. So it's a like hypnosis style meditation with binaural beats. And it's really like neural reprogramming. So basically what happens is like we have patterning, right? And that's patterning comes from typically we're ages 0 to 7 or 0 to 14. And that's where we imprint our beliefs about ourselves. And so that is what's imprinted in our subconscious, and our subconscious brain is what runs the show. It runs our thoughts. And so anytime I have a trigger, say like recently we got a really big invoice for Gut Personal, and it was triggering. It was almost like, oh my God, can I do this? Like, am I sure I'm cut out for this? And I took that moment and dissected it, and I was like, oh, this is a lack of money that comes from my childhood, from the 2008 crash, which was in my teens. So then I take it through a meditation, and I'm able to reprogram that belief. It takes a lot of time. So I'll do that with the meditation, and then I do breath work too.
I love that. That's interesting, because like I want to say it's more of like I don't want to say like original, like meditation, as like when you're thinking about meditation, you think about sitting on the ground and meditating, or sitting on a chair and meditating. Like for me, meditation would be going to a yoga class or going out on a walk and listening to either binaural beats or like frequency tones. Because those two ways of meditating, like if I just sat and I was like, don't think about anything. I mean, maybe this is putting a limiting belief on myself, but I know like I need to move my body to just make the thoughts go away.
It's funny. I think you'll like possibly To Be Magnetic with the breath work, because I actually think of it like you and I sound like we're both like go, go, go people.
Oh yeah. It does.
Right. And it's like one, probably exercising before you do this. That's what I do a lot of. But then two, I think of meditation is not pushing away thoughts. It's actually like bringing in the thoughts that are in my subconscious. So I think of it as super productive. Instead of like pushing away thoughts, I actually like welcome them.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to start listening to Lacey Phillips for sure, because it's interesting. I know I was like, there's something down there, Lauren, that you're like pushing away. So
I love it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Here we go.
Got something more for me to like, ooh, I got to go learn about this. And that's the thing. It's all about abundance and like all the things that you can learn, rather than being like, I don't have time for that.
Like, totally. I mean, I had a client recently, like a business coaching client, who was like, yeah, I don't have space for that. And I was like, well, I really don't know what to say to that, one, because you're asking me as a coach what you need to do. But two, if you don't have time to like change your mindset, to heal your body. I mean, you worked for two guys that literally like preach that, right? Like change your mind and you change your life.
100% mindset should be your number one. Well, shitting all over yourself, but like it literally must be something that you work on. Cause I mean, I've known really successful people that have like the craziest negative mindset, but for your own personal growth and for your own life and all the good things, 100% mindset should be your number one because it is so important.
Yeah, it's literally the most important thing because this is a really interesting thing. So as a business coach, and I've had business coaches myself, I think it's the most important because if I just give you a strategy, let's say you're trying, that's not a great word, but like,
I know we keep saying, oh wait, take that back. Like,
yeah, I know we're such good, like, editors.
Yeah, we're good at editing today.
Yeah. If you are launching something and your mindset is set for, well, there's no way this is going to work. I'm not worthy. I'm not enough. I'm not special.
Yeah.
And then you manifest that happening because, you're launching out on Instagram, you're talking about it, but your subconscious is like, you're not going to be successful. You're not going to do this. You're not special. So really you have to do that mindset work and the subconscious reprogramming so that you're set yourself up for success.
100%. I absolutely love her, Bridgette. And if I was to ask you one more question before we go here today. So, because I do want to make sure that we're able to talk about Gut Personal, how people find you, how all the good things. That is the last question is what's Gut Personal? How does it benefit other people? And go.
Yes. So really important because I know a lot of your listeners are entrepreneurs. Mindset is so damn important.
Yeah.
But if your body feels bad, it's really hard to heal your mind.
100%.
And especially your gut. So the gut is the center of all health. It's the center of our mental health. It's the center of literally our gut and our gut symptoms and our hormones. So all of that to say, I created a company, Gut Personal, which is personalized gut health supplements. And what we were saying at the beginning of this podcast is I did so many tests on so many people, and I realized I could create a quiz that asked you very targeted questions. It takes like 3 minutes. And I developed this quiz for the last year and gives you targeted supplement recommendations for you. So we have about 10 different products. Our quiz personalizes these. I custom developed this. It's just sick. People are getting such insane results. And so that's on the Gut Personal website. And, it's my company where I'm calling my shot for myself, but also for other people. It's like when I started thinking about I can help hundreds, maybe thousands of people in my lifetime, one-to-one.
Yeah.
How can I help you, person who's listening to this, on a bigger scale? How can I get rid of your bloating forever? How can I make you feel confident when you're traveling in your day-to-day, when you're going on a date? How can you, just feel good? How can you poop good?
I know.
Right? So that's so important. That is like a basic need, right?
A basic fundamental right there needed.
Yes. And I wasn't pooping my entire life. Let's just be honest that I created the company I needed 20 years ago, 10 years ago. And so we do that. We're, an empowerment and education company. So that's Gut Personal. So go take the quiz. And, I just, people are loving this product. I know your listeners will love it too.
I love it. Yes, I definitely do love it as well. And my listeners do know that I've struggled with autoimmune, especially the gut autoimmune stuff.
Yes.
So I absolutely love it. So thank you for really putting together, because that's the thing is you could go to GNC and get all these supplements, but who really knows if they're the correct supplements?
Absolutely.
So I absolutely love it. And if the listeners want something more personalized, if they want to work with you and your company, you do have that testing as well.
Yeah. So that Instagram, that's where we live a lot, is the Gut Fix with periods in between. Awesome. And we do testing. I have a team of dietitians and we do testing and one-on-one coaching, and we do a lot of free education. So it's amazing stuff. And I have a supplement recommendation for you after. Let's not go before, because autoimmunity is so important.
It's so important.
if you're listening to this, I think too, I just want to say in the conventional medical system, a lot of people with autoimmunity aren't given answers. And that to me is a freaking tragedy, because I know, when you talk about autoimmunity, I can understand what's going on in your body sometimes than a conventional medicine doctor.
100%. I completely agree with that. I mean, I'm on some major meds that I'm like, oh, look, I don't hurt anymore. But it's like, was the problem fixed, or is it just a Band-Aid?
Band-Aid.
But let's whisper that.
Sometimes we need the Band-Aid. And I'm not the person here to be like, don't do that. I've had clients who've had to take anxiety or depression medication.
Yeah.
We then heal the gut, or, they have Crohn's or colitis, or if they have an autoimmune condition, we heal the gut and then edit the medications, not the other way around. Like sometimes you definitely freaking need them to live. And that's what conventional medicine is great for.
100%. Completely agree with you. And just a last comment on that is that the same thing, just as your mindset, if you don't have your mindset straight, then we're not going to be able to grow our business and in life. And if we don't have our health, one of my favorite quotes, I should know the owner of this quote. I probably will research it after this, but a man with his health has but a million problems. A man without his health has but one.
Mm.
And boom. And when I've had my 2 flare-ups, I was like, holy shit. That quote rings so true, is because when you don't have your health, you literally cannot focus on anything but yourself. So
yes. Oh my gosh. I love it. Well, if your listeners would love to try Gut Personal, we'll give them a personal discount code from you and get them all set up. And I love to connect with people. So if you're listening to this and any part resonated with you, connection is so important. Like we said, our network, and I'd love to just connect with you and just say hi. I'm Well by Bridgette on Instagram, and I would just love to say hi, cheer you on, be best friends, all the things.
As you could tell, Bridgette is super fun. I'm pretty sure you're an Enneagram 7 as well. So
yes, that's right.
Keisha Fitzgerald, was she in your elite mastermind too? Keisha?
Yeah, we're good friends.
I love her so much. So
she's so great. She's so wonderful.
She is. So go find Bridgette on Instagram, check out Gut Personal. And I'm sure if you go on your personal, what was your personal Instagram tag again, Bridgette?
Well by Bridgette.
If you go by Well by Bridgette and you can't find Gut Personal, I'm sure she'll direct you there.
I absolutely will. I would love to help you guys.
So thank you so much for being here today, Bridgette. You're a blast. Love it so much. And thank you again. So
yes,
to all the listeners, thank you for being here, and we will catch you on the next episode. Bye. I hope you are so excited about where you're going, because I know I'm excited for you. Thank you so much for listening in today. If you loved this episode, it would mean the world to me if you shared it with a girlfriend or posted it on social media. Tag me so I could personally say thank you. I am so grateful. And until next time,